who wants America to get weaker? Outside of, forget about the enemies. What I'm talking about is the name that comes up often is what are your thoughts about World Economic Forum, and the World Health Organizations and these organizations that kind of stand alone and they're here for the world, and you'll hear the name coming up with Klaus Schwab and where he's at and what he's trying to do and the New World Order. Where do you stand with that when you hear that?
Well, the left and the globalists want America to get weaker. That's been a divide, I think, that wasn't really appreciated until Trump came along, okay? With his America First policy, which is anathema to establishment Washington. That's because these people aren't nationalists, they're globalists. They want to use American power, they want to use America as an engine to realize a globalist world order, that's dominated by supranational institutions like the United Nations and the World Courts and the World Economic Forums, and the elites who run these things will be making the decisions for us. Whenever they try to encourage us, and most of the wars that we've been fighting in recent decades have this globalist agenda. The war in Ukraine, the reason we're there is because we want people to think, we want the nations to think that warfare is obsolete, that in the 21st century you can't fight wars, and you shouldn't be acting on national interests the way Russia is, okay? That you need to subordinate your concept of national interests to this larger agenda. The globalists believe, and the left, that nationalism is evil, that it is responsible for the wars of the past, and the way of getting to a peaceful, ordered world is by subordinating nationalism and maybe evolving past it altogether to the concept of the world citizen. That's why our borders are wide open, okay? Because that implies a nationalism. That implies, old-fashioned nation states. They want open borders. They want supranational institutions running everything. And a lot of the wars that don't make sense to most Americans, because most Americans are nationalists and are America first. Are. And they say, why are we in Afghanistan? Why are we in Iraq? There are rationalizations that are concocted to appeal to them and say, well, we're in Afghanistan because of the war on terrorism, because we don't want the bad guys to come and attack the United States again from Afghanistan. And that was the rationalization there. And the rationalization for going into Ukraine, our involvement in Ukraine is, well, we don't want Russia and China, to attack our allies and U.S. interests in World War III. And that makes sense to a lot of Americans. It makes enough sense so that we've been willing to support wars like that, okay? But is that the real reason the elites are going into these wars? No, that's not the real reason. The real reason is these globalist explanations. The idea that that any nation that violates another nation's sovereignty has to be punished, and therefore America is going to be the world policeman on behalf of these supranational institutions, enforcing this new globalist world order. And that's why the Biden administration and the European Union and the NATO alliance, that's why they're in Ukraine.
We are affiliated with a 501c3 called We Are the 51%. This is based off of all the good people in the world giving extra effort to have a better way of life. You can donate, sponsor, or even make a tax-deductible payment to help these children to get food so no child goes to sleep hungry. How you can help is to go to our website, matt55.com. You go to the bottom right-hand corner of the video, then click the button that says Retail Customers. You can choose either option, the $5 or the $40 donation options. Either click the Add button below the dollar amount of which one that you choose. Then the next page, choose the quantity of the donation amount. For example, if you'd like to donate $1,000, then you can change the quantity amount to $200. Then click the Checkout button in the bottom right-hand corner, and then on the next page, enter your credit card information, name and address. We will send you out a receipt for the amount so you can write this off as a donation on your taxes or also on your business taxes. Remember, our main goal is $1 million to help sponsor 20,000 children. 1 billion people in the world will lose their life due to starvation due to the famine that has already begun by 2025.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.